Yo, what is up guys? Christian here with another video, and today we're gonna be talking about indirect questions. So without further ado, roll the intro. Alright, but before we talk about indirect question, let's give it a check to what direct questions are. So a direct question is basically a question we consider as a normal question. In those questions, we use the inversion. What is the inversion? The inversion is that moment in which you switch the auxiliary and the subject, and you switch it in position. So here we have some examples of direct questions. Where is the supermarket? Here we have auxiliaries is, all right, and the supermarket is the subject. What time does the bank open? Auxiliary, thus, because it's present simple, and then we go with the bank, that is the subject. Do you like Italian food? The auxiliaries do, and you is the subject, and so on. Do you plan on traveling this summer? Probably no. You know what is happening in the world during this summer. And can we change the meeting on Thursday? So when we are creating questions, we always have in mind this inversion, no matter what grammar tense we are using or what modal verb, conditional, etc. It doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is that we gotta respect that inversion in order to create proper sentence. All right, now let's talk about indirect questions. So indirect questions are basically another way in order to create questions, all right? But the only thing we have in mind is that these questions are more formal, more polite than direct questions, all right? So this is quite simple. The only thing we're gonna have in mind is that, first of all, we are gonna use a phrase, like a short introductory phrase, in order to make the question slightly more formal. And second of all, the inversion either disappears or you just change the position of the inversion, and that's it. So let's give it a check. Here we have first example. Could you tell me where the supermarket is? All right, the original sentence, where is the supermarket? Now, where the supermarket is. Look at that, in this sentence, we have the inversion right here. Could you tell me? All right, and now your sentence, it's more polite. It's very different. Imagine you were in the middle of, I don't know, in the middle of your city, and somebody reaches at you and say, hey, where's the supermarket? All right, it's grammatically perfect, but it sounds kind of rude. But if you just start talking with a person you don't know, you just go, excuse me, could you tell me where the supermarket is? It sounds more polite, more respectful, and probably you're gonna help this person with a kind smile in your face, all right? Number two, what time does the bank open? All right, do you have idea what time the bank opens? All right, this one is simple present. The auxiliary is thus. So we are using the structure of the affirmative sentence. Since I'm not gonna use thus anymore, I just conjugate the verb with s or es, depending on the case. In this case, opens, all right? And here I have the inversion again. Now, here, these two are questions, but also I can embed the question into an affirmative sentence. Like in this case, look at the question is, do you like Italian food? Indirect question. Yo, I was wondering if you like Italian food. All right, now we're not using any structure of a question. This is an affirmative sentence, but the question is embedded in the sentence. You know it is a question, and this one is a yes or no question. There is another difference. Not only this one is embedded, but also we add if. Why do we do that? Well, in example number one and example number two, we have WH questions. All right? So these WH questions not only are pretty good for you to make the question and establish what are you asking about, but also those are pretty good as link words. All right? So in this case, you have, could you tell me, and where the supermarket is. And this is basically acting as a connector. But in this case, we don't have that WH question. So what are we gonna do? Since this is a yes/no question, do you like Italian food? Yes, I like. No, I don't like. That's it. We're gonna use if as a connector, and that's it. So I was wondering if you like Italian food. Number 4, do you plan on traveling this summer? I would like to know if you plan on traveling this summer. Again, the question is embedded. We use if as a connector, and we have a short phrase to make the question slightly more polite. And last but not least, here we have, look at this. Can we change the meeting on Thursday? So another way, in order to create more polite questions, is to change the auxiliary of the original sentence, looking for a more polite auxiliary. In this case, we have can. Can is good. It's good enough, but it's not that formal. So instead of using can, well, I'm gonna use could, right? Is there any chance we could change the meeting on Thursday? This could makes a difference because this one sounds pretty formal. Oh, what about if I use can? Is there any chance we can change the meeting on Thursday? Is that correct? 100%. It's perfect. It's flawless. All right? Since this is not about grammar, but this is more like about politeness, it sounds more polite to use could instead of can. But if you prefer to use can, go for it. That's perfect. All right? Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope everything is clear. If you have any questions, please the comments below or send me an email. And remember, we're in quarantine, so wash your hands, wear a mask if you need to go out, and stay awesome. See you in the next one.